Hello and welcome back to the British Accent Podcast. I'm Robert and I'm really glad you're here with me today. Whether you're walking, cooking, or just relaxing with your headphones. Thank you for choosing this podcast to spend time with. In this episode, we're talking about something that connects all of us. Daily routines around the world. From the way we wake up, to how we work, eat, relax, and sleep. Our routines are shaped by our culture, our country, and even the climate we live in. But what might feel normal in one part of the world could be totally different in another, and that's what makes this topic so interesting. We'll take a journey through morning rituals in different countries, unusual daily habits, and how our routines reflect deeper parts of our lives. We'll also look at how global routines are changing in a fast-moving, digital world. And of course, later in the episode, we'll have cinema talks, words of wisdom, and our science corner, all in slow and clear English, made for learners just like you. So, let's begin our journey around the world by looking at how we start our days. Let's start with the morning. The way people begin their day says a lot about their lifestyle, their priorities, and even their country's rhythm. In Japan, mornings often begin early. Many people wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. and it's not unusual for someone to start their day with a quiet moment. Maybe some green tea, or a few minutes of stretching. Japanese culture values calm and focus, so the start of the day is often peaceful. In France, mornings are slower and more relaxed. The French usually don't rush to eat a big breakfast. Instead, they enjoy something simple like a croissant or a piece of baguette with butter and jam, and of course, a cup of coffee or café au lait. No eggs, no sausages, just a light and elegant start to the day. Now let's fly to Brazil. In many parts of Brazil, the day starts with energy. People might have pão de queijo, that's a type of cheese bread, with coffee, juice, or fresh fruit. In the big cities, the morning can be busy, with lots of traffic, but there's often music playing in the background, on the radio, or from a neighbor's window. Let's go to India next. Morning in India often begins with tradition. In many homes, the first thing people do is light incense or offer prayers. After that, it's time for chai, Indian spiced tea, boiled with milk, sugar, and strong black tea. Some families sit together for a hot breakfast like dosa or paratha. Even within one country, routines can change depending on the region, the religion, or even the weather. And now, think about your own morning. Is it fast and full of noise, or is it slow and calm? No matter where you're from, the way you start your day can shape the rest of it. After the morning routine, most people head off to work or school. But the way we work and study can be very different depending on where we live. Let's begin with Germany. Work starts early, often around 8 or 9 a.m., and ends in the afternoon. People focus on being productive and efficient. There's a strong respect for time and privacy at work. Meetings are short and to the point. When it's time to go home, most people stop working, they don't answer emails late at night. Now let's look at Spain. Here, the workday can be very different. It often begins around 9 or 10 a.m., and people take a long lunch break in the afternoon. Sometimes even a siesta, which means a short rest or nap. Then they return to work and finish later in the evening. Shops and offices might stay open until 8 or 9 p.m. In South Korea, school and work are both intense. Students often go to school during the day, and after that, they attend private lessons or study groups late into the evening. Workers in big cities may also stay at the office late. It's common to have after-work dinners or company gatherings. Success is taken seriously, and hard work is deeply respected. Let's travel to Kenya. In cities like Nairobi, people often start work around 8 a.m., but in rural areas, many begin earlier, sometimes with farming or market work at sunrise. There's a strong sense of community in daily life, and people often help each other out during the workday, even across different jobs. Meanwhile, in Canada, schools usually start between 8 and 9 a.m. and the workday runs from 9 to 5. Lunch breaks are short, usually about 30 minutes. But there's a clear line between work and personal time, and people value their evenings and weekends for rest and family. As you can see, work culture and education systems around the world are shaped by values, history, and daily needs. Some places focus more on balance, others on achievement, but everywhere, people are finding their own rhythm. After the morning routine, most people head off to work or school. But the way we work and study can be very different depending on where we live. Let's begin with Germany. Work starts early, often around 8 or 9 a.m., and ends in the afternoon. People focus on being productive and efficient. There's a strong respect for time and privacy at work. Meetings are short and to the point. When it's time to go home, most people stop working, they don't answer emails late at night. Now let's look at Spain. Here, the workday can be very different. It often begins around 9 or 10 a.m., and people take a long lunch break in the afternoon. Sometimes even a siesta, which means a short rest or nap. Then they return to work and finish later in the evening. Shops and offices might stay open until 8 or 9 p.m. In South Korea, school and work are both intense. Students often go to school during the day, and after that, they attend private lessons or study groups late into the evening. Workers in big cities may also stay at the office late. It's common to have after-work dinners or company gatherings. Success is taken seriously, and hard work is deeply respected. Let's travel to Kenya. In cities like Nairobi, people often start work around 8 a.m. but in rural areas, many begin earlier, sometimes with farming or market work at sunrise. There's a strong sense of community in daily life, and people often help each other out during the workday, even across different jobs. Meanwhile, in Canada, schools usually start between 8 and 9 a.m. and the workday runs from 9 to 5. Lunch breaks are short, usually about 30 minutes. But there's a clear line between work and personal time, and people value their evenings and weekends for rest and family. As you can see, work culture and education systems around the world are shaped by values, history, and daily needs. Some places focus more on balance, others on achievement, but everywhere, people are finding their own rhythm. Every country has little habits or traditions that might seem normal to locals, but unusual or surprising to visitors. Let's start with Sweden, where people enjoy a tradition called fika. It's more than just a coffee break. Fika is a special moment in the day, often mid-morning or afternoon. To stop working, enjoy coffee or tea, and eat something sweet like a cinnamon bun. It's about slowing down, connecting with others, and taking a real break. In Mexico, people often have a light meal at night called la cena, but between lunch and dinner, many enjoy la merienda, a small snack around 6 p.m. It might include bread, sweet pastries, fruit, or a warm drink. It's a gentle way to move from the busy afternoon to a calm evening. Let's look at Ethiopia. The country has its own calendar and time system. The day begins at 6 a.m. not midnight, so when someone says it's 1 o'clock in Ethiopia, it's actually 7 a.m. by Western time. It can be confusing for visitors, but locals are used to it, it's just part of everyday life. In South India, many people start their day by drawing kolam, beautiful designs made with rice flour on the ground outside their homes. It's a form of art, a prayer, and a way to welcome good energy into the home. In Argentina, the day starts late and ends late. People often eat dinner at 9 or even 10 p.m. and social life continues into the night. There's also a strong tradition of drinking mate, a herbal tea shared with friends. It's passed around in a circle, using the same cup and straw. It's not just about drinking, it's about connection. And in Saudi Arabia, daily life is closely linked to prayer times. The 5 daily calls to prayer shape the rhythm of the day. Shops might close for a short time, and families often gather together in the evenings for food and prayer. These unique daily habits show how culture, religion, and tradition shape the little moments in our lives. They might seem small, but they make a big difference in how people experience their day. In today's world, many traditional routines are changing. Sometimes slowly, sometimes very fast. Let's start with technology. Smartphones, apps, and the internet have changed how we wake up, eat, work, and sleep. People now check their phones the moment they wake up. Alarms, reminders, online calendars, all of these shape our day. In many places, remote work has become common. Instead of going to the office, people work from home. Sometimes in their pajamas. This means no morning commute, but also less time spent with co-workers face to face. It's convenient, but it can feel lonely too. In Japan, there's a growing interest in balancing tradition with technology. People still enjoy quiet tea ceremonies or relaxing in public baths, but younger generations are also exploring flexible work schedules and digital careers. In busy cities like New York or London, many people are working longer hours or juggling multiple jobs. Food delivery apps are replacing family meals, and video calls often replace real visits. At the same time, there's a wellness movement happening in many countries. People are trying to slow down. They're practicing yoga, meditation, or spending time in nature. Some are even returning to older habits, like baking bread at home or taking walks without their phone. In rural areas, life is also changing. Even farmers now use apps to track the weather or manage their crops. Children might do school online if their village is far from town. And let's not forget climate change and the cost of living. These issues are making people rethink their routines. Some walk or bike instead of driving. Others grow vegetables at home or try to waste less food. So even though our routines may seem simple, they are actually shaped by big things: technology, culture, the environment, and our personal choices. Daily routines are not just habits. They are windows into how people live, think, and connect. Take meal times, for example. In some cultures, like Spain or Argentina, dinner is eaten late. Sometimes after 9 p.m. This shows how important social time is, even at night. In contrast, in countries like Germany or Norway, dinner might be at 5 or 6 p.m. followed by quiet rest. In France, taking time to enjoy food is a cultural value. Lunch can last an hour or more. People sit together, eat slowly, and talk. It's not just about food, it's about pleasure and connection. In South Korea, routines often reflect dedication and hard work. Students study long hours, and adults work many overtime hours. This shows a strong focus on education and responsibility. Meanwhile, in the Netherlands, routines often show a balance between work and free time. Many people bike to work or school, and evenings are reserved for family, hobbies, or relaxation. Religious practices also shape routines. In Muslim countries, the 5 daily prayers give structure to the entire day. In India, some people start their day with a small prayer or offering at home. These routines connect daily life to something spiritual. Even how we say hello or goodbye tells us something. In Japan, bowing is a sign of respect. In Italy, a kiss on each cheek shows warmth. These daily moments reflect what people value most: respect, closeness, time, or tradition. So when we look at someone's routine, we're really seeing a piece of their culture. It's not just what time they eat or sleep. It's what matters to them, what they believe in, and how they relate to others. Understanding routines around the world helps us understand people, and maybe even reflect on our own lives, too.
Cinema Talks?
Let's shift gears now and talk movies. Specifically, films that explore food and culture, since that's been our theme today. One of my favorite films in this category is Chef. A heartwarming and funny story about a professional chef who loses his job and starts a food truck business with his son. It's not just about cooking. It's about reconnecting with passion, rebuilding family bonds, and the joy that comes from sharing food. The movie takes you on a delicious road trip across the US, highlighting how food can bring people together, no matter where you are or what your background is. Another great example is the animated film Ratatouille. Yes, the one with the rat who becomes a chef in Paris. It may sound silly, but it beautifully celebrates creativity, courage, and the idea that anyone can cook. A powerful message about chasing your dreams, even in the face of doubt or judgment.
Words of wisdom.
Let's take a moment to slow down and reflect. Today's quote comes from the American author and motivational speaker John C. Maxwell. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. It's simple, but powerful. This quote reminds us that transformation doesn't happen all at once. We don't wake up successful, healthy, or happy overnight. Instead, it's the small choices we make every day that shape who we become. Even 5 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of stretching, or a few deep breaths before bed can have a huge impact, if done consistently. So if you're looking for change, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start small. Start today. And keep showing up. That's where the real power lies.
Curious Minds. The Science Corner.
Now let's head into the world of science. Have you ever wondered why routines feel comforting, or why breaking them can leave you feeling lost? It all comes down to something called the circadian rhythm. Your body's internal clock that runs on a 24-hour cycle. This rhythm influences everything from your sleep and digestion to your mood, energy, and focus. When you keep a consistent routine, waking up, eating, and sleeping at the same times, your body knows what to expect, and that reduces stress. Studies show that healthy routines can improve memory, concentration, and even lower the risk of anxiety and depression. And it's not just about big routines. Even small habits, like making your bed or writing a to-do list, can give your brain a sense of order and control. So next time someone says routines are boring, you can tell them, routines are brain fuel. And that brings us to the end of this episode of the British Accent Podcast. Today, we took a closer look at the rhythms of life. How people across the world shape their days, the habits that help them feel balanced, and the small rituals that add structure and comfort to their lives. We also looked at inspiring films that show how routines can lead to transformation, reflected on a thoughtful quote about food and well-being, and explored the science behind how our bodies and minds respond to daily habits. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please give us a like, share it with your friends, and leave a comment to tell us about your daily routine. What's the one thing you do every day that helps you feel your best? And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and maybe try adding one small, positive habit to your day. Thanks for listening to the British Accent Podcast. See you in the next episode.